Okay, so hello, my name is Andrew Santillana, and this is my presentation on chapter 6 in the book for social work practice. To begin with, we're going to start off with the assignment, which in this case is the third step in planning changes. It elevates situations on micro, meso, and macro levels. Social workers explore client systems to understand influences and interactions deeply, which is really important in social work practice. This step basically sets the foundation for effective innovations in the workplace. So, this is basically the bread and butter of what you need to be successful in social work, in the social work field. So, there's the assessment, planning, engagement, self reflection, implementation, and termination, evaluation, following up. It's just the dynamic nature of the plan change, of plans changing. Home visits. This is a crucial assessment setting, sorry. The benefits is home visits foster empathy and reveal real family dynamics in the work field because you never know what actually happens behind closed doors, and when you pop in you can get general information on what the kids are going through or what you see best fits the situation that you're given. Considerations. Visits require careful planning for safety and effectiveness. Professor, as you said, there was a lot of situations where clients weren't the safest, and if they were already in the system for a certain reason, doing something specific to their kids, that doesn't mean they can't do it to you as well. And violence doesn't really can be changed if they're violent people, and you go in and you start invading their personal space and telling them certain things, or they just don't want your presence there. They can lash out on you, and you could put yourself in danger and the kids. So that's just something to think about. Ensuring physical safety during home visits. So the challenges for this is the risk of bodily harm and unsafe environment, which is something we have to deal with on a daily basis. Situations vary widely depending, and it may be unpredictable. You don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, so it's hard. The agency responsibility. Policies must protect workers and guide risk management. The best practice is throughout preparation and visit management, and crisis management protocols in place to help you to basically avoid all of this sense of unpredictability in when you're doing home visits. The psychological and professional safety. Psychological safety. Knowledge challenging feelings like anger or sadness about clients. Recognize compassion, fatigue, and various trauma. Prevention and self-care are essential. Professional safety. Legal aspects and professional threat present ongoing challenges. Accept the reality of safety concerns. Safe home visits unlock great potential for innovation, which is true, but it does come with a risk, like I have been saying. So keep those safety protocols in the back of your head at all times and make sure you follow them, just in case. Agency culture and worker safety. Safety as priority. Agency culture must promote safety and validate concerns. As much as we want to help the kids, we also want to keep you safe as the worker. We don't want any tragedies or just anything in general to be. We just want everything to run smoothly and accurately. That's it. Barriers. The downplaying harm reports, and this basically hinders your self-care. So yeah, empowerment. Encourage open communication and support structures. This is just to communicate with your peers, or just anybody that's with you, so you can have like I was saying, a smooth ride and nothing happens that puts you in a predicament. Identifying relevant systems and assessment. System overview includes individuals, families, groups, and communities. Systems exchange energy to sustain interactions. Uneven energy exchange and resiliency are key factors. Environmental systems, peers and family support, information on media systems, healthcare, economy, education, and physical environment. So these are just an overview of all the systems that we had that anybody can access. You got to make sure each one of these are well maintained, you have a good support, or it's just something to overview. Worker strength, diversity, and challenges. Self-reflection path, which is what we've been doing in class. For the most part, we did 4, and it really helped. So this is a good tool to use, if not if to use, because once you self-reflect on yourself, you can basically kind of persuade someone else to self-reflect as well in a time of need, and you get a lot of great information off of that. So a self-reflection path would be, good questions would be, what do I feel? What do I believe? What do I know? And how do I behave? These are crucial. These will give you the information you need on how their life is going at the moment. If they give you a general answer, which you don't know if they will, but these are really good starting questions to just get the general aspect of how their life is going at the moment. Agency factors. Understand agency policies and organizational characteristics. Make sure everything is by the book. You can go off the book sometimes, but it's recommended to stay within the guidelines to make sure both you and your client are protected legally, and I would say mentally, but just, there's always harm that can be caused. Generalist assessment practice tools. So there is a genogram, which is usually visually a visual family diagram showing members and relationships. And there's also EcoMap, which is a snapshot of clients' relationships with external systems. So these two are great tools to make sure you know who's in their family tree and who's came into their life that could have posed not just a threat, but could have posed persuasion on them so you can get more information on what exactly happened, why they're going through the things they are, and stuff like that. Integrating strengths, diversity, and challenges. Assessment steps. Use intake forms and client interviews. Record observations of systems, strengths, and challenges. Implement planned changes based on assessment findings. Multi-system focus. Structured evaluation leads to effective, comprehensive innovations. This basically tells you all you need to know about chapters chapter 6. This is the breakdown of exactly what the textbook said, and it was basically going over all the protocols, everything to make sure that you're safe in the work field and that everything runs smoothly. Thank you.